What's going on, everybody? Today we're going to be reacting to Thresh the Chain Warden for the very first time. If this is your first time here on the channel, we're going to take a look at Thresh's biography and story first. We'll move on to his champion spotlight, any of his abilities, take a look at any trailers he's in, as well as look at the skins, the wiki, and the voice lines at the very end of the video. All right, so Thresh obviously is one of those champions that I've kind of gone around a little bit. We've reacted to so many champions around him. We've played a lot of the Ruined King game. I really need to go back and finish it. So yeah, we've kind of gotten a lot of Thresh related champions, a lot of reactions, a lot of trailers, but we haven't actually done Thresh himself yet. So this is going to be our deep dive on Thresh. So sit back, grab a snack, and enjoy the reaction. All right, the quote says, "The mind is a wondrous thing to tear apart." Oh my God, that is an insane quote, actually. Role is support, region, Shadow Isles. Related champions, we have Hecarim, Karthus, Lucian, Callista, and York. So basically a bunch of Shadow Isle champions. And the paragraph says, sadistic and cunning, Thresh is an ambitious and restless specter of the Shadow Isles. Once the custodian of countless arcane secrets, he was undone by a power greater than life or death, and now sustains himself by tormenting and breaking others with slow, excruciating inventiveness. His victims suffer far beyond their brief mortal coil as Thresh wreaks agony upon their souls, imprisoning them in his unholy lantern to torture for all eternity. I feel like Thresh is definitely one of those champions as well when you think of League of Legends. Like, he is one of those like initial champions that maybe comes to mind. Maybe not for everybody, right? But he, to me, is like one of those most popular like pop culture kind of champions for League of Legends that you can think of. I don't know if it's like the unique design with the lantern, just his unique design in general, just, you know, the fact that he's, you know, been encased with all these other champions in League of Legends, you know, because they don't even have like Gangplank on here. They don't even have like Ari. They don't have any of these other people that have kind of ran into Thresh. All right, the biography. Here we go. The horrifying specter now known as Thresh was once a simple if troubled man. In an age history has all but forgotten, he was a lowly warden of an order devoted to the gathering and protection of arcane knowledge. This order was established on the Blessed Isles, which were hidden and protected from the outside world by magical pale mists. The masters of the order acknowledged Thresh's long years of service and tasked him with the custodianship of certain hidden vaults beneath the city of Helia. It was there that a vast secret collection of dangerous artifacts was kept under lock and key. Incredibly strong-willed and methodical, Thresh was well suited to such work, but even then, his penchant for cruelty had been noted by his brethren. While it had not yet manifested in murderous ways, at least none that could be proven, he was shunned by many. It became clear he had been given a job that kept him away from others, preventing him from gaining the recognition he felt he deserved. Solitary years in the darkness took their toll, and Thresh grew ever more bitter and jealous as he patrolled the long halls with his lantern stave and only his own resentful thoughts for company. Yikes. His moment of opportunity came when the armies of a mad king managed to pierce the veiling mist and arrived unbidden upon the shores of the Blessed Isles. Secretly, Thresh delighted in the slaughter that followed. The invading king was obsessed with resurrecting his dead queen, and Thresh willingly led him to the fabled waters of life. None but the most senior members of the order had ever been permitted to enter the hidden catacomb that housed the waters. Now, with the king's greatest warriors at his back, Thresh laughed as the guardians of that sacred place were cut down before him. Finally, he believed he would get what he had long deserved. Only those who were there could say what truly occurred when the king lowered the lifeless corpse of his wife into the waters, but the aftermath would shake the whole of Runeterra. A catastrophic blast wave of dark energy surged outward, engulfing Helia and spreading rapidly across the rest of the Blessed Isles, and the white mist that had once protected them turned black and predatory. Every living thing in its path perished in an instant, and yet their spirits could not move on, caught in a horrifying new existence somewhere between life and death. Thresh himself was among the first to be claimed, but while others screamed in anguish at their fate, he reveled in it. Oh man, that's crazy. Okay, he arose from this cataclysm, this ruination, as a spectral monstrosity, relishing the chance to torment others without fear of reprisal and unfettered by the limits of mortality. Basically, he was like the weird guy who wanted to murder people or do weird bad things, and you basically gave him the power to do that, kind of. Over the decades and centuries that followed, his supernatural appearance slowly changed to match the malice and cruelty that had always festered in his heart. To his amusement, Thresh came to realize most other spirits trapped within the black mist retained only fragments of their former selves, even the strongest of the foreign invaders such as Hecarim or Ledros, while his power continued to grow. Interesting that we have Hecarim and Ledros mentioned. Driven by spite to prey upon those he perceives as lesser souls, Thresh's favorite victims have always been those who will suffer the most from his attentions. No matter how strong their resolve, resilience, or faith, he strives to break them as slowly as possible by learning their fears and weaknesses and toying with them to the very end. Oh my God. Only when their lives lie in tatters, their loved ones taken from from them, their sense of purpose lost and their last glimmer of hope snuffed out, do Thresh's hooked change finally drag them into his undying grasp. He literally tortures people to the brink. Even so, death brings no merciful release, for he tears out the souls of all he kills, imprisoning them within his accursed lantern to be unwilling witnesses to his depredations for all eternity. Only a single soul has ever escaped him. Senna, one of the hated Sentinels of Light, died a futile death after facing Thresh in some forgotten eldritch vault. Her distraught husband, Lucian, then pursued the cruel spirit for years, becoming singularly obsessed with the hunt, letting his grief and rage consume him almost entirely. To Thresh, it was delectable, which obviously we've reacted to Senna, so this is like obviously just kind of repeat for us. However, before he could finally claim Lucian's soul, a vengeful blow split Thresh's lantern open and freed Senna from it. Intrigued by the obvious strength of their mortal bond, he has decided to allow them this small and insignificant victory, knowing all too well that the game of light and shadow they all play is still far from over. I mean, I'm gonna be honest, this biography pretty much just paints Thresh as like a super sadistic guy, super awful, and definitely a pretty crazy villain in the world of Runeterra. Oh God, and our story is called The Collection. A horrible scraping of metal chains drifted over the fields. Outside, an unnatural fog rendered the moon and stars all but invisible, and the regular hum of insects fell silent. Thresh approached a ruined hovel. He raised his lantern not to see his surroundings, but to look inside the glass. The interior of the lantern resembled a starry nightscape with its thousands of tiny green glowing orbs. They buzzed frantically as if trying to escape Thresh's gaze. His mouth twisted in a grotesque grin, teeth glinting from the glow. Each of the lights was precious to him. Oh my God. It's like somebody looking at their collection of Funko Pops. Behind the door, a man whimpered. Thresh sensed his pain and was drawn to it. He knew the man suffering like an old friend. Thresh had only appeared to the man once, decades ago, but since then, the Spectre had taken everyone the man held dear, from his favorite horse to his mother, brother, and recently a manservant who had become a close confidant. The Spectre made no pretense of natural deaths. He wanted the man to know who caused each loss. The spirit passed through the door, scraping his chains as they dragged behind him. The walls were damp and ingrained with years of grime. The man looked even worse, his hair long and matted, his skin covered in scabs, angry and raw from clawing. He wore what had once been fine velvet clothes, but were now little more than torn, tattered rags. Oh my God. This is like, I don't know. Okay, Thresh is a pretty crazy villain in this world. The man shrank from the sudden green glow, covering his eyes. He shook violently, backing away into the corner. Please, please not you, he whispered. Long ago I claimed you as mine. Thresh's voice creaked and stretched as if he had not spoken for an age. It is time I collect. I am dying, the man said, his voice barely audible. If you're here to kill me, you'd best hurry. He made an effort to look at Thresh directly. Thresh stretched his mouth wide. Your death is not my desire. He set the glass door of his lantern slightly ajar. Strange sounds came from within, a cacophony of screams. This dude is so terrifying. The man did not react, not at first. So many screams emerged that they blended together like scraping glass shards. But his eyes widened in horror as he heard voices he recognized plead from Thresh's lantern. He heard his mother, his brother, his friend, and finally the sound he dreaded most, his children wailing as if being burned alive. Oh my God. Oh my God. What the fuck? What have you done? He screamed. He scrambled for something to throw, a broken chair, and threw it at Thresh with all his strength. It passed through the Spectre harmlessly, and Thresh laughed mirthlessly. That's me trying to fight a ghost if I ever had one. The man ran at Thresh, eyes wild with fury. The Spectre's hooked chains whipped out like striking snakes. The barbed hook struck the mortal's chest, cracking ribs and piercing his heart. The man fell to his knees, face twisted in delicious agony. I left them to keep them safe, the man cried. Blood gurgled from his mouth. Thresh wrenched his chains hard. For a moment, the man did not move. Then the ripping began. Like a rough spun sheet being slowly torn, he was excruciatingly pulled from himself. His body convulsed violently and blood sprayed along the walls. Now we begin, said Thresh. He pulled the captured soul, pulsing brightly from the end of the chain, and trapped him within the lantern. The man's hollow corpse collapsed as Thresh departed. Thresh followed the curling black mist away from the cottage with his glowing lantern held high. Only after Thresh was gone and the fog dissipated did the insects resume their nightly chorus, and stars once again filled the night sky. It was a very short story, but it got its point across, which is Thresh is freaking insane. And whoever wrote this story also wrote it very detailed in a way that made it pretty insane as well. Okay, I guess, I didn't realize Thresh was this crazy. My bad. My bad. I didn't realize. Yeah, Thresh is somebody that you do not want to mess with. Okay. All right. Thresh is 12 years old, so the champion spotlight is as well. So we actually have to take a look at the abilities page. Role is support/tank and difficulty is medium. Let's take a look at the abilities. So his passive is damnation. Thresh can harvest the souls of enemies that die near him, permanently granting him armor and ability power. Okay. So, okay. I mean, pretty self-explanatory. I feel like that's a pretty good passive. Let's look at the death sentence Q. So he pulls them in. Thresh binds an enemy in chains and pulls them toward him. Activating this ability a second time pulls Thresh to the enemy. Okay, I mean, that's got some pretty good range. Sets up the, the enemy champion in a bad position. So yeah, do we have like a combo to go with it? Let's see. Dark Passage is W. Thresh throws out a lantern that shields nearby allied champions from damage. Allies can click the lantern to dash to Thresh. Okay, so no, this is a helpful ability, right? He is a support class. Next up is Flay E. Thresh's attacks wind up, dealing more damage the longer he waits between attacks. When activated, Thresh sweeps his chain, knocking all enemies hit in the direction of the blow. So I mean, you could maybe, I guess, technically like do death sentence and then Flay possibly. All right, and then the ultimate, the box. Oh, that is a scary ultimate name. A prison of walls that slow and deal damage if broken. Okay, so as soon as they walk out of it, they get slowed really badly. Yeah, that's pretty much death if you're going that slow, I feel like. All right, I mean, I feel like his kit is not too difficult looking. You know, he is one of the older champions, so I feel like it's not too bad. I wonder how hard it is to hit on his hook, though, you know, death sentence. I mean, I guess obviously some people are probably pretty good at dodging it. Others maybe not. I guess it depends. I think overall, though, this is probably pretty good. I don't see anything too crazy that seems like it's kind of crappy. I feel like, you know, he is a support class, so giving, you know, a shield ability does make sense. And the fact that teammates are able to dash to him also adds a little bit of an extra benefit to it. All right, and if there's any Thresh players in the comments, please let me know if you still use Thresh to this day. Is he kind of meta right now? Is he not really that good right now? Just let me know everything about his gameplay in the comments. Obviously, I said the Champion Spotlight was 12 years old, but there is the Wild Rift version, so we will watch that, even though we did look at the abilities. Just take a look at it.
Nobody escapes.
Okay. All right, let's take a look at these in action. All right, so he even did a short hook there. Oh, and there's the ult. Oh, and they get slowed so much. I mean, what's the thing to do when that box comes out? I mean, you should try to leave, no? I mean, I guess it depends. Maybe you can fight him one-on-one in the box, but... Stun and pull the first enemy hit. Ah, okay. You can pull, or you can grab him through walls as well. Cool, cool. All right, throw lantern to your teammate. And then let's see the dash. Oh, the lantern collects any nearby souls as well. Oh. I can tap lantern to move to you. Nice. Yeah, that can happen. That can be a good thing in a pinch for sure. All right, Flay. Passive attacks deal bonus damage. Build up bonus damage between attacks. Cast a swing, hook, and a line. Push or pull enemies, then slow. Okay, cast forward to push, cast backward to pull. Okay. I was gonna say, can you walk into it? Walls, damage, and slow enemies. Gotcha. Okay. Okay. It is a pretty small box, but still. Thresh about to, I was gonna say, is Thresh about to 1v3 these people? He has Graves to help him out, though. Okay, cool. Okay. He doesn't seem too crazy, like too crazy hard or anything. What is that skin? Is that like a project skin? Quite possibly. All right, I think that was just a nice, good overview of the abilities and just seeing it in action. I don't really think, just let me know if there's anything I may have missed about his abilities, and just let me know everything about Thresh, like, currently in the game. All right, we are going to do a video that I've actually seen, but it has been a while. It is almost 4 minutes long. It is Thresh Unbound, A Night at the End. It is the League of Legends Wild Rift video for him, so let's give this a look. I will vaguely remember this.
Thieving little devil. Port! Get the food out! Double quick, sir.
What in the world? Pegby, Southern Noxus.
Here you are, sir. Bagger. Sorry, sir. Cursed arm.
Does Thresh show up in Southern
He
Noxus?
gave me the old zapparoo. Now it does what it wants. You have to watch who you trifle with in Noxus.
Do you now?
Port! Get the dishes, you crustaceous scum! Bagger! Pardon?
Oh, poor guy.
Bagger! Port! More elk milk! Bloody snooty crab! Sorry, sir. Double quick, ma'am. Pardon. Dodgy arm. Sorry, cursed hand. More biscuits.
All these people suck.
Double quick, double quick. Would you like a warm bowl, sir?
No, thank you, Bort. I'm saving my appetite for your service. Go on. Put it to pocket before someone else does.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Port!
Oh,
I'd put it toward your debt if I didn't need to cover all the broken plates of stupidity.
rip. All right, what's gonna happen here? I actually don't remember this.
Bagger!
I wonder if this was one of like the launch trailers for Wild Rift. There he is.
Going somewhere?
There's his Q ability.
Bort, my friend.
Oh, he looks cool.
Too, longer than you could imagine. A phantom chained to the Shadow Isles.
No one escapes.
Dang, that hook was nuts.
God, how squishy they are. I'm free now to do as I wish.
Oh,
Here he is, friend Bort. The hand at your tether.
Wait! We're friends!
why is he helping Bort?
A little ribbing between friends. Just me and old Port having a laugh. Right, Port? Right?
Someone gives and someone gets. There are two sides to every transaction. Your curse is his.
His profit, sir.
Would you like to be free, Bort?
Ah,
Never again to feel the sting of your accursed deformity?
You can do this.
My dear Bort, there is life, there is death, and there is me.
dang, I love that line. That's a sick line. So what does he do with Bort? Does Bort just come with?
Between friends?
Ah, okay, never mind. I see. So he's still using Bort, but at least he gave him the best position. So, okay, Thresh is heading towards Noxus. Do we have an inkling as to why, is my question. Obviously he's free to roam here wherever he wants, but like, there's gotta be a reason for it, and maybe I just don't know that yet. All right, guys, we have a very short, unfortunately, login screen for Thresh here. It is only in 720p. It also came out 9 years ago. Let's give it a listen, and I don't know, maybe we'll get something for a minute and 20 seconds here. Oh, I hear the chains. That's cool. Wait, what are they saying? Someone's out to find you? Clink, clink. The warden's right behind you? Okay, we have to look up these lyrics. I can't understand these children, but it's terrifying. Yo. That is the last thing. Oh my God, that is the last thing I expected. That is freaking terrifying, and that just automatically made that login screen so insanely good. Having children sing like that in a scary way, instant like, ugh, give me chills. All right, let's look up the lyrics though. Here's a cameo by my cat Loki as well while we're listening to the login screen. Say hi. Okay. All right, so the lyrics just say, cling, clang, go the chains, someone's out to find you. Cling, clang, go the chains, the warden's right behind you. That's what I understood. Quick now, the seeking chains approaching with display. Don't stop, flee the chains, your last chance to escape. Drag the chains with all the strength you may. Drag the chains, or they drag you away. Cling, clang, go the chains, no time for fear. Cling, clang, know the chains, the last sound you'll hear. That is awesome. This was such a fun thing that they did. You know, for some reason, it automatically gave like Freddy Krueger vibes a little bit because, you know, he would do like the nightmarish kind of stuff in your dreams. And I guess maybe the kids singing like that gave me that vibe. But yeah, that was such, I thought we were just going to get a regular song. But the fact that we, you know, got like eerie kids singing these lyrics, instantly made it 10 times better. I really liked that. This is one of those times where I don't even know if we necessarily need a champion theme for him. Maybe they could do something similar, but I like the vibe of this login screen for sure. All right, we haven't had a chance to react to a Legend of Runeterra trailer in a while, so here we go. It literally has been a long time since we've had a champion be in Legends of Runeterra. This is not in 1080p. There we go. All right, I'm interested what his card does. Oh, all right. He's a 5-mana 4/7. That's pretty expensive. Challenger, the first time I attack this game, summon another attacking champion from your deck or hand. Oh, that's a very powerful attack. Okay. From your deck or hand. What? That's pretty nuts, actually. All right, Thresh hooks his victims and drags them to their doom. Oh, whoa. Okay. He delights in units dying. Both enemies and allies. Okay. Yeah, it didn't show how he levels up, did it? After 6 souls are captured, he levels up. Okay. All right, let's see this level up animation, maybe. Okay, that was okay. That was an okay one. It just kind of shows the souls being hooked up by him. Then when he attacks, he summons another champion. Yeah, that's pretty nutty. Basically just taking them out of his lantern. Okay, that makes sense. I mean, he's a pretty big boy. He's a 4/7, 5 cost. I'm sure there's a lot of removal maybe to get rid of him, but because I feel like if you let him stay alive long enough, or maybe getting the 6 souls is pretty tough. You know, it might be a case where getting 6 souls is kind of hard to get to. All right, cool. I'm excited that we actually got a Legends of Runeterra trailer. I just haven't had one in such a long time to look at. So if anybody's still playing Legends of Runeterra, please let me know how Thresh is, if my idea of like getting 6 souls is actually kind of hard to level them up or not. All right, we have about 20 million skins to look at for Thresh. Let's go through them. I'll pick my top 3. You guys let me know what your favorite Thresh skin is in the comments. All right, original design here. You obviously don't get the the bluish green kind of aura that Shadow Isles people give off here, I guess, and the animation, the 3D model anyways. But I think Thresh is a super unique design. The lantern thing and the hook, and just the fact that, you know, again, he's one of those champions that I think of when I think of League of Legends, right? All right, I'm interested to see what they end up doing with him. All right, we have Deep Terror. Ooh. All right, Deep Terror. He's turned into a squid with treasure, or basically, or an octopus. I don't even know what exactly he turned into. He turned into a Deep Terror. I think this is a fun, like, Piltover type skin, in my opinion. But, you know, kind of the same clothing, but they gave him like the, you know, just I guess the underwater type of outfit and stuff here. Pretty cool. I like it. Did this turn into, oh, I was going to say, did it turn into an anchor? But no, it looked like it turned into like a crab claw. All right, next up is Worlds 2013. Ooh. Okay, so he's like a blue version. I like the lantern. It's got a crystal of some sort in it. Yeah, we're definitely gonna have to take a look at the lantern and the hook in most of these, I think. The armor on him is pretty cool as well. Oh, it does have a chroma. Oh, look at that. I think I actually like it without the gold. I think the gold doesn't fit Thresh, right? In my opinion. So, yeah, just no chroma is good here. Next up is Blood Moon. Oh, wow, he got a Blood Moon skin pretty early on. Oh, the mask is cool. The arm is cool. The lantern, it's a red lantern. It's pretty cool. And the hook is cool. He's like a giant kind of samurai looking here. I think this is a really good one. Blood Moon skins are pretty good. I've put some of them in my top 3s before, so I could definitely see this one being up there. Next up is SSW. We've definitely taken a look, I think, at some of these. And you know, the white and the blue, I get it. You know, these are for teams, right? I get it. You know, obviously if your team ended up getting skins, you'd be like, oh, that's so awesome. But you know, the white hoodie, it's just not, you know, it's just not Thresh. I like the hook though. The hook looks really cool. The lantern, I'm not actually sure what that lantern's supposed to be. You guys can let me know in the comments. Other than that, I think it looks okay. The splash art's cool though. All right, next is Dark Star. Speaking of Dark Star, we did just do Dark Cosmic Djinn recently. And here we have Darkstar Thresh, and it does have a chroma. Oh, the hook is really cool. Wait, where's his lantern? Does he just like make it? Does he just like create it from the cosmos or something? Look at right here. That's so cool. That's actually a really cool design for his character. And then the chroma, yeah, I mean, if you want to go with this, I think this is actually really sick as well. I really like the cosmic kind of skins, so this might be top 3 for me. I do like the hook, although I think maybe the hook design could be bigger, maybe. I don't know. I feel like I'm searching for something to dislike, but I really like this one. Man, he has a lot of skins. Okay, even a High Noon skin? Like, High Noon is like one of the last skins I would think of for Thresh, but sure. I mean, it goes pretty hard, though. Hold on. Okay, I like the horns that they gave him for this High Noon skin. It has some chromas, but of course we have it. The hook turned into more like a whip. How does that work? I guess that can work. Okay, I like the... I love how they gave him High Noon things here. Like, this is rope. They gave him bullets for some reason and a gun. I guess High Noon can work for anybody, even Thresh. Let's see the chromas. I kind of like the black. The blue's not bad. Yeah, I mean, okay. I like it. I actually like some of the High Noon skins. This one's on the better end, I think. All right, next up is Pulsefire. He got a Pulsefire skin. Oh, the lantern is really cool, as well as the hook. Here's the cat again, just getting on the desk. What are you doing, bud? What are you doing? You like this skin or no? What do you think of Pulsefire Thresh? Thoughts? No thoughts. Okay. Pulsefire Thresh. You know, not a skin I was necessarily thinking we would get. This is the one that we saw in Wild Rift, okay? I thought it was a project skin, but it was a Pulsefire skin. I really like the axe and the lantern. Everything else, though, I think is just okay. I feel like that's I don't know. It's actually pretty cool. All right, I'll have to think about Pulsefire Thresh again. All right, next is Prestige Pulsefire. Let's take a look at this. Ooh, wait, what's going on with the lantern? That's a different take. I like the dreads. I like the little colorful dreads. I do like the armor maybe a little bit better on this Prestige one, actually. Okay, yeah, Pulsefire Thresh, we'll think about that one. That possibly could be top 3. FPX. I have not seen an FPX skin. At least I don't think so. Forgive me if I'm wrong. What does that helmet remind me of? I don't want to... Is it... There's a Nintendo character that helmet reminds me of. Anyways, I like FPX's color scheme. I like the red or whatever maroon color with like this orange yellow. The hook is really cool, actually. It's like a bird. Oh, and then like this part here is like the beak. The lantern, I have no idea what's going on here. It looks like it's just like an egg. What's going on with the neck is actually my next question. The neck is a little odd looking, but other than that, I actually really like this FPX skin for some reason. Maybe I just like the color scheme. I think that's like the biggest part of it. The mask is kind of cool. The shoulder like pauldrons here are pretty cool. The axe again, or I keep calling it an axe, but you know, his hook here is really cool. Yeah, I kind of dig this one actually. All right, Spirit Blossom. Not surprised he has a Spirit Blossom skin. Let's take a look at this. Okay, the lantern is insane. The hook is kind of insane. The mask is even more insane. The outfit is really cool. The colors are really cool on just the original, and it has a million chromas. We have initial form and human. Oh, would you look at that? This has an initial form and a human form. Okay. And then we have all these different chromas. Man, I feel like this Spirit Blossom skin just went onto a whole nother level. I don't want to knock the other skins, but I don't know. This just, I feel like, is on a whole nother level of like detail. Like, look at the amount of detail in the outfit, the lantern and everything. Like, it just looks like there's a lot added in here. Yeah, this skin's pretty insane. We have Unbound Thresh. Okay, so this is from the Wild Rift trailer that we watched. Okay, he looked really cool in this, honestly. Like it kind of gives his original design, but I guess an unbound version of him. So it gives him a little bit of a more human form. But like the initial design, it was what I mean is like, look at the chains and everything that goes off of his original design. I feel like more than anything. Same with the outfit. So the lantern's cool. The hook is cool. No chromas, but man, the skin is like actually super solid. Steel Dragon. Have I seen a Steel Dragon skin? Maybe, maybe not. Okay, let's take a look at this. You know, initially, I'm not really digging the color scheme. That's just me, but there are more chromas. It's kind of giving almost like Debonair a little bit with like the flares of the armor and the accents and the curves and everything here. Let me look at some chromas. I think it's okay. There's something, okay, it looks like a really good skin, but there's something off about it for me that I'm just not digging that much. It's kind of weird. I don't know why. I think this chroma makes it look really cool, but I don't know. There's something off about it that I'm not seeing it. All right, next is Prestige Pulsefire 2022. I guess we can just skip this. Maybe it was an updated version. Next is Lunar Emperor. Ooh, okay. Ooh. Ooh, 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 ooh. Okay, lantern looks okay. I do like the hook. I like what's going on the back here. Whoa. All right. And then the face is pretty cool. I mean, it doesn't really look like Thresh. I understand that. I mean, it's kind of cool though. All right, let's look at some chromas. I feel like it also has kind of a Spirit Blossom look to it a little bit. You know, obviously coming from Lunar. I assume it's like Lunar New Year kind of stuff. That last chroma is really cool. I really like the vibrant colors on it. This one is another one that I just feel like is on another level. Whether it's better than Spirit Blossom, I'm not sure. I do like this thing in the back. I don't even know what you want to call this. Yeah, this is a really good one. All right, we got two more. Winter Blessed. Okay, we didn't get a winter skin for him until recently, it looks like. Okay, he looks kind of friendly here. Is he like a goat or a ram, it looks like in the mask here? That's kind of cool. It says, Thresh, Silas, and Camille laughed as the aurora surged within them until the laughs turned to screams. I don't know what's going on there. The lantern is very pretty. The axe is cool, or the hook is cool. I keep calling it an axe. You know, he's got this winter kind of cape on. He kind of looks cool in this. He looks less scary, which honestly might be a good thing. I don't know. Because he's already scary. You know what's actually, that just reminded me, he doesn't have like a Halloween type skin, which is kind of odd. You know, you would think he'd have not, I guess, a bewitching skin, but something else Halloween related. I actually quite like this skin for some reason. It's giving a less scary Thresh, and I do like that. Maybe that's crazy of me, but yeah. All right, Winter Blessed, actually pretty good. And last but not least, Janitor Thresh. Okay, what? Okay, I've seen this Dr. Mundo skin. I guess in this multiverse, he is a janitor. That's pretty funny. You know, okay, the lantern obviously is freaking adorable. So is the hook being like a mop Swiffer thing, basically. Yeah, it's so creative, but I feel like, okay, let's hold on. Let's take a look at the chromas. It's changing the shirt It's only changing the colors of the lantern and stuff. It's not really, you know, see with these kinds of skins, I would think it would change some other aspect of the skin, but it's really just changing like the shirt and the pants. You would think maybe it would do a little bit extra with the lantern. I'm just nitpicking at this one, but this one's really funny. I'm glad that they did a funny skin for Thresh. I think, again, the only thing missing is they need to have like a bewitching type skin or like a Halloween type skin for him. But yes, this is a funny skin because they couldn't do pool party, I guess, so they went with this. And I think that's pretty funny. Is it going to be in my top 3? We'll have to see. All right, the moment of truth, everybody. Let's take a look back at these skins again. You know, I thought Darkstar or maybe High Noon or Pulsefire were going to be in my top 3. No, they did it again with these newer skins. I don't know. There's just like an extra level of detail on some of them that I just kind of love. This is actually going to be pretty easy. I tricked you guys. Janitor's not going to be in. I think it's funny. It is a funny skin. The splash art is actually really cool as well. The lantern is really great, but realistically, I'm going to have to go with Spirit Blossom, which is, I can't find it. Here it is. Spirit Blossom. We're doing Winter Blessed. I actually really like the Winter Blessed skin. Don't know why. And then the last one is Lunar Emperor. So those are going to be my top 3. I don't really have an order, but I would probably say Spirit Blossom was definitely the best. It just felt really, really good to me. So yeah, let me know what your favorite skin for Thresh is in the comments. He has a lot of skins, so that usually tells me that either A, they've been in the game long, or B, they are also very popular, or both, right? So I definitely think Thresh must be pretty popular, at least right now, or, you know, he's just one of those champions that had a lot of skins come out for him. All right, the trivia. Thresh is one of 15 champions that have an ability that infinitely stacks an effect. In Thresh's case, Damnation infinitely stacks his ability power and armor. Thresh's name originated from the verb for harvesting souls. Oh, really? He may also be named after Dennis Thresh Fong, who popularized WASD movement keys and is considered the first professional gamer. Oh, no way. I never knew that. Thresh was the first champion to be released in 2013. His base health at level 18 was also 2013 on release. Cost 7,800 influence points on the first week after release. He was the first to feature ranged non-projectile basic attacks, feature an attack wind-up modifier, feature a respawn animation on the classic skin. Okay, he's gotten a lot of firsts. Thresh and Urgot used to be the only champions classified as ranged tanks before having their roles changed in 2013. Thresh has 3 different sets of basic attack animations depending on how far he is from the target he is hitting: melee, mid-range, and full attack range. I guess that makes sense. Thresh's dance references poi dancing. He swings his scythe and lantern, or his scythe and the lantern's hook if he casts Dark Passage before dancing. I don't know what, I'm not sure what poi dancing is. Dark Passage is the eldest ability that grants an allied displacement. Thresh's theme references rain, rain, go away, and or ring a roses. Okay, well, his theme was scary. That's all I know. Death recap used to read, "You have opened the box. Your prize, death." Oh, that's cool. Thresh has a nemesis quest against Senna, optionally with Lucian. Thresh's reward from Senna is called Welcome Home. Poor Senna, nobody escapes the lantern. Thresh has recaptured her soul and absorbed some of her power. A similar text reads for his reward from Lucian, which is called Relax, Just Let Go. All right, some fun trivia in there. Let's go ahead and move on to the wiki and see if we can learn anything more. All right, do we learn anything new? So real name, Urlok Grail. That's his human name. Aliases, the Chain Warden, the Torturer, Warden of Threshold. He was known as Brother Grail before obviously turning into this wraith. Yeah, and then obviously, you know, we have all the stuff in Ruined King, which I have yet to finish that. You guys will have to let me know if I should go back and finish it. I haven't touched it. That's my fault, but I should probably go back, right? Let me know. So we have his early life. We have the Ruination, which we read about as well in the biography. Appearance. As a human, Thresh was a fair-skinned man with a long bony face and dark brown hair and eyes. After being unbound, he can still assume a human disguise, but with green eyes. As a wraith, Thresh's head became a twisted approximation of a human skull, floating, fanged, wrapped in green flame, and with 3 skeletal appendages attached like hair. His clothes were dark blue, extremely tattered, and lined with bones. Most notably, he wore a large overcoat with a flared, silver-sized collar. He wore black armor on his feet and hands, but his clawed gauntlets glowed a spectral green. He carried a short-handed scythe in his right hand, and he was known to levitate his lantern with the left hand. The lantern, also seemingly to be constructed from bones, glowed and swirled from the souls within. Both implements were attached to chains fashioned from bones. A pair of keys dangled from the front left of his belt. After becoming unbound, his appearance changed once again. He now appears as a pale human with green, glowing eyes. Dark symbols appear tattooed on his forehead and cheeks. His hair features 3 long ponytails in the same fashion as the once present skeletal appendages on his head. His clothes are an elegant black and gold regalia. The chains he carries are golden metal rather than skeletal. His lantern appears to be a large teal crystal encased in a golden frame. Still, he glows with an ominous green light. So I guess, obviously, with the Unbound thing and everything too, we need to actually take that as like his current form of Thresh, like going forward. Like if he were to appear in a cinematic today, you know, after that whole thing of it looked like he was going towards Noxus, he would appear that way, no? All right, personality. As a human, Grail dedicated his work to becoming recognized throughout Helya, but was narcissistic and spiteful, seeing himself as being worthy of recognition. He believed himself to be perfect and felt bitter towards anyone who stopped his goals, to the point where he had no problem in causing the deaths of his fellow monks to develop his own progress. Observers described Grail as being unsettling and having darkness within his mind. After becoming Thresh, he embraces true cruelty and hatred without anyone to stop him. He is a psychopathic sadist who delights in making others suffer even after death by tearing out his victims' souls and leaving them to suffer within his lantern, even mocking his victims' loved ones. He enjoys antagonizing Lucian the most after imprisoning the soul of his wife Senna and taunting Lucian with Senna's soul on ransom. When Senna escaped, Thresh decided to let them win so he could torment them in the future. Thresh is also known for manipulating others for his own gain, such as influencing Viego after reviving him so the deaths he caused would empower Thresh to become unbound, freeing him from his perpetual imprisonment in the Shadow Isles and granting him the power to move around Runeterra. Adopting new human form, Thresh traveled to Noxus where he met Bort, a luckless waiter in a Noxian inn who had been cursed with a crustacean arm after trying to steal from a mage and consequently was abused and ridiculed by fellow staff and customers alike for his clumsiness and unfortunate condition. Seeing a potential in Bort, Thresh murdered all those who had previously mocked him and offered to free Bort from his deformity. Gladly accepting the offer, Bort became Thresh's phantom carriage driver. Now in command of those who had tormented him, Bort whips and taunts the trapped souls who pull Thresh's carriage as Thresh himself travels deeper into Noxus. Yeah, so why is he going to Noxus? I guess we just don't know. I'm very curious about that. All right, abilities. Wraith. Thresh is one of the Shadow Isles wraiths created when the Ruination came to be. The Black Mist consumes one's original personality, leaving only a specter consumed by negative emotions and obsessions. In Thresh's, interestingly enough, he seems to have changed very little. True. Immortality. Being already dead, Thresh can't die again. He can only be banished and lose his material form for a while. Spiritual constructs. Wraiths can create solid constructs with spectral energy, such as bodies and physical objects. These constructs mainly base themselves around how they looked in life. Transitory state. Being ethereal beings, wraiths can shift from the physical world and spiritual one at will. This means they can become intangible and invisible and disappear from one place to another. And soul snatching. Thresh's most terrible power and what makes him so dangerous is his ability to entrap the souls of others by hooking them with his scythe and then trapping their souls inside his lantern, where they suffer untold horrors until they become his enslaved thralls. All right, interesting. Let's look at the relations. Viego. Thresh was a member of the Brotherhood of Dusk located in the heart of the Blessed Isles, turned undead when the ruination of Helya struck. Thresh was directly responsible for the ruination of the Blessed Isles, as he was the one who led Viego to the waters of life. Between conspiring against him with Gangplank and letting Senna's soul escape his lantern, Thresh fell out of favor with Viego. In turn, Thresh plotted against Viego and siphoned the excess black mist he was producing in order to become unbound from the Shadow Isles. Okay. The Sentinels of Light. Thresh tricked Lucian's wife Senna, claiming her soul and storing it in his lantern. Lucian traveled to Bilgewater in pursuit of the Harrowing to locate Thresh. It was then he found out Senna's soul was trapped inside the Chain Warden's lantern. Lucian continued to pursue the mist to free her and finally succeeded. Thresh made a deal with Lucian for the vital information that may help him save Senna. After becoming unbound from the mist with Viego being defeated, Thresh came to the Sentinels of Light for the soul promised by the deal, but they managed to escape. Thresh now plots to capture the escaping Sentinels. Lucian and Senna are now dedicated to hunting Thresh. Okay, so maybe this is why he's in Noxus? Maybe this is where Senna and Lucian have gone to? I'm not actually sure. Crew of the Charming Lady. So Thresh clashed with Ahri, Braum, Alawi, Misfortune, Pike, and Yasuo and Ruin King when they sailed to the Shadow Isles to try and stop him and Gangplank from unleashing Viego. Right. So that's pretty much what I know from Ruin King. All right, which obviously this is from Ruin King. Again, let me know if I should go back and finish where I left off. Gangplank. Thresh and Gangplank woke Viego up from his slumber in order to use his power to conquer Bilgewater, which we did see that in the game. And Ledros. Thresh tried to persuade Ledros to give up trying to free Callista and has succeeded at obtaining his silver pendant, with which Ledros may use to remind Callista of her humanity. Oh, interesting that we don't have Ledros as like another Shadow Isles champion. I guess there's just too many at this point. You know, we did our reaction to Callista, so that's how I know about Ledros. But yeah, I didn't know anything about the him having the silver pendant. Okay. All right. In terms of content for him, we did read the Chain Warden. We did watch a night at the end. The Dark Passage video I've seen already. Homebound we've seen already. I just didn't want to watch like a lot of these again. There's None Escape as well. There is, I guess, Ruination, Callista's Odyssey. That's a game. I didn't know about that one. Rise of the Sentinels game. I do know about that one. There's a short story called Roots of Ruin where he is mentioned. There's the Ruination novel, which we do know about that book. I've thought about picking it up. We obviously know he's in the Ruin King game. We have played majority of that. And then there's a lot of short stories here. Shadow and Fortune. Are these comics? Shadow and Fortune, Chapter 3, Chapter 4. There is a comic called Steadfast Heart. Wow, he's in these as well. Those actually feature, it looks like, some Sentinels of Light people. There's Shadow's Embrace video. We've obviously seen that. I didn't realize there was some comics as well for him. We've seen The Climb. We did read the short story, The Collection, and then there is the Echoes Left Behind short story as well. I'm not sure how long that one is. That might be Callista's story, I think. Yeah, I mean, like I said, we've worked our way kind of around Thresh. Obviously, I knew Thresh was featured in a lot of things that we've reacted to already, so this really makes sense. I didn't know about the comic that he possibly is in, I guess, but that makes sense. I could see his champion being one of them that has a comic. I'm not sure who Steadfast Heart is about. It says, separated by a millennium, personal tragedy draws Viego and Lucian to islands shrouded in mist and mystery. Okay, so it's actually more related around like Viego and Lucian. Okay. Wow, not much trivia. It says Thresh is between 1050 and 1100 years old, born at some point before the ruination of the Blessed Isles. And then after the events of the Rise of the Sentinels, Thresh is now unbound from the Shadow Isles and is able to steal souls across Runeterra. That is very scary. Yeah, and I'm very just curious where he's going to go from here. All right, last but not least, let's finally get into his voice lines and special interactions. All right, we're going to be starting with the Legends of Runeterra special interactions, then move on to the League of Legends voice lines, which I assume are just going to be the old ones. This is a Skin Spotlights video like usual. Let's just find all the voice lines for him.
2, 3, 4.
Starting off with Teemo. Oh my god, the Teemo hate is crazy. Okay. Allow anyone these days. Let me actually switch sides here so you guys can see. Sinister Poro. Oh, that's fun.
Savor the moment, Hecarim.
I do not take orders from you.
Oh, I like Hecarim's response though.
Well, this is awkward. Everything's a joke to you, huh? Look who it is. I'm gonna watch you die.
Even as allies, crazy.
Let me get a good look at you.
Get away from me, you monster.
I was wondering when you'd stop by.
A lot of
I'll
like
put holes in
effects
you
on
the
Thresh's
first chance I
voice,
get.
which makes sense.
Sentinels of light don't fear the dark.
All right, enemy arrives.
But they will, Senna. Hurry, Lucian. Perhaps you can still save her.
Oh, that is like,
I'm gonna kill you.
that's such a simple line, but it's just like that, like little inkling of putting that into Lucian's head. That's like so messed up.
Senna, there's still time.
Yeah, same thing.
Enough!
He's just toying with him, right?
Is the strongest
Oh,
muscle.
Braum?
I'll enjoy breaking yours.
That's an interesting fight.
I see your doubts, Garen.
Oh.
Gnawing away in sound.
Oh, Garen's doubts.
Out of my mind, monster!
What kind of doubts are we talking about here?
Whatever happened to your tribe triggered me.
I won't let you play your tricks.
Oh.
Here's one with something to lose.
Once, it won't happen again.
Okay.
Cling to life, Tryndamere.
Oh, that's regarding his ultimate.
More time to break.
That's the only thing I really know about Tryndamere.
We'll see about that.
Besides him and Ash, I guess.
Oh, your brother said hello. Or rather, scream.
Oh, that's messed up.
Possible.
That's so messed up.
Yes.
What did he say?
The sweet tones of misery.
Any enemy dies.
Your vigor fills me. That's it.
All right, Thresh and Callista.
Curse your name above all other Thresh.
Good.
Oh, that laugh was kind of cool.
No, it's him!
Warden's Prey.
There you are.
Imagine being chased by Thresh.
I've been looking for you.
That's scary.
That egg, did it move?
The miracle of life.
Oh, God, that's okay.
Yes. Where are you?
She let you run. Very good.
Oh, Elise mentioned. Okay.
Tell me a tale.
Scribe of Sorrows.
Too sharp, mother!
Despair, desperation, music.
I was going to say he loves that, right? Okay, okay. Thresh is giving like similar vibes to Fiddlesticks, but obviously Fiddlesticks can actually talk. He just, you know, just in the sense of like, obviously Thresh also loves like desperation, despair, fear. Like he loves that kind of stuff too, right? All right, that looks like that's all that is actually in the Legends of Runeterra Skin Spotlights video. Maybe we'll see a little bit more over on the wiki page itself, but I just wanted to go through the video because it's nice to have the video every once in a while just to have the visuals and everything, right? I mean, okay, Thresh's voice, I guess I expected it to be a little bit more like the Unbound version, I guess, that we got in that Wild Rift trailer. But no, it's obviously more like a Shadow Isles undead kind of person in these kinds of voice lines here. Also, yeah, I mean, he's just extremely scary. I don't know why my mind was just like, oh, these voice lines aren't going to be like too crazy or anything like that. Do I recall reading the story and biography of Thresh? Of course, this dude's going to be super scary, super crazy. And the delivery on these voice lines is really good. And like the effects that they added to the voice lines are very, very good as well. I would not want to be running away from this guy. This guy, I would literally just cower. I'd just be like, you know what? Take me, bro. I'm not even going to try to run. The amount of fear that he would instill in me from running from him would be too much. And he would obviously love that anyway. So I would just like let him have me at that point. All right, let's see the additional voice lines. All right, I found the Legends of Runeterra additional voice lines for Thresh on the wiki. So let's go through these. Some of them, it looks like a lot of them are some repeats in here, but let's go through the new ones.
There's nowhere to hide.
Okay, so there's that version, and then there is the Unbound version.
There's nowhere to hide.
Right, okay, so is it the same voice actor, and then they just like maybe put a little less of the effect on it, or what? You guys will maybe have to let me know about that. But I think for the actual reason of going through Thresh, let's do like this version here.
What delightful agony we shall inflict. The calm before the scream.
The calm before the screams is crazy. All right, let's see. We've seen a lot of the Lucian and Senna ones. I see Evelyn.
The calm before the screams.
And the screams before the, well, screams.
Oh, okay. So we're just getting Evelyn's response to those. Okay. Enemy Evelyn present.
What delightful agony.
Same thing.
Me first, Thresh.
Okay, there you go. All right, enemy Gwen.
There's nowhere to hide.
Response to Teemo.
So, what does happen to us when we die?
I'll tell you when you're
I'll tell you when your dollar is fun. Okay. And then we have Vladimir, response to him.
I have no need for their souls.
as I have no need for their blood.
True. Okay. All right, we have his level up voice lines.
The eternity we shall spend together.
Whoa.
Oh, yes. It's about to get much worse.
It's about to get much worse.
It's over when I say.
Okay. All right, we have, oh wow, there's like a lot of actual voice lines, additional ones here. Okay, so then we have when he sees a spell or skill resolve.
Don't worry, it's just your soul. This won't hurt for long.
All right, that's allied absorb soul. Then we have allied the box.
Where do you think you're going?
These are a little bit quieter for some reason.
You aren't going anywhere.
Okay, that works for his ultimate. And then we have allied the harrowing card. Oh.
Maybe you recognize
He's not wrong there. All right, and then allied the ruination.
Just let it go.
That's me. I'm just like, dude, just take me at this point. All right, attack declared.
Death. No, nothing that simple.
Come out and play. That's terrifying.
Any last words? They will beg for death.
Yep, that's me. Literally just take me. Challenger declared.
Yes, you. I own you. Writhe like a worm on a hook.
Okay. Blocks declared.
Nobody escapes. Going somewhere.
Going somewhere is crazy.
Poor lost soul.
All right, sees a unit die.
Sweet tones of misery.
I think we heard that one in the little trailer.
You think of filthy.
That as well.
That's it.
And then enemy Senna. When he sees Senna die.
Yes.
Just yes. All right, and then his death.
The end.
Oh.
I don't forget.
I don't forget. That's a scary thing to hear from Thresh as he dies. All right, turn timer appears. So allied turn timer.
Verities. Inevitability. Take no time. Savor the moment.
Yeah, see, Thresh doesn't mind. And then chosen.
Think of the torment we unleashed together.
And removed from choice.
You'll be back.
Okay. Yeah, a lot of additional voice lines in here that weren't included, obviously, in the little skin spotlights video. So that's really cool that we were able to find all of these. I mean, you know, obviously there's the cool part that we do have the Unbound version.
Nobody escapes.
But like, how do you have an Unbound version of Thresh in Legends of Runeterra is my question, maybe? I'm not sure how that actually works. I guess maybe is it just a totally different card? Wait, right here it says Unbound Thresh features a different, considerably reduced voice filter on top of the lines of original Thresh. Okay, so that's it. It literally is just a reduced voice filter, but that's pretty much it, I guess. But it doesn't tell me how the card is any different. It's probably exactly the same. All right, let's move on to the League of Legends voice lines, which those are obviously going to be old unless they've revamped them. All right, to finish things off, we have Thresh in League of Legends. It looks like he obviously also has some Dark Star, Spirit Blossom, and Announcer Thresh voice lines, but we're just going to do the classic, right? Starting off with the pick. The chain, okay.
What delightful agony we shall inflict.
Which we've heard that, okay.
It's over when I say.
Same with that one. All right, let's go to his moving.
Torment comes in so many flavors.
Ooh.
What is the worth of a soul? The sweet tones of misery.
See, like he just loves it.
I am the thing under the bed.
I am the thing under the bed. That is an insane voice line. Oh my God. He's the boogeyman.
Relax. Just let go.
Okay.
Oh, the eternity we shall spend together. Whose mind shall we snap? Me. Mad. Quite likely.
Crazy that he actually says quite likely to that.
Poor lost souls. Flesh is a prison.
Flesh is a prison. That's an interesting one. Especially now because I guess we have Unbound Thresh, but that's a little bit different. I guess he was already bound, or like in a prison, but now he's not technically. All right, we have his taunts.
Ever seen your soul? Would you like to?
He slurps and asks if you would ever like to see your soul. Okay.
You're falling apart. What to do with the pieces?
And then I want to hear the Unbound version.
You're falling apart. What to do with the pieces?
I want to say the Unbound version is like obviously a little bit better just because it's like unfiltered. You know what I mean? Like it's a little less filtered on it. But I'm again just gonna go with the typical Thresh. But you guys let me know what you prefer in the comments. I'm interested to know.
Screaming won't do you any good, but it's music to my ears.
Wow.
There is life, there is death, and then there is me.
That's a badass line. All right, we have Thresh's laughs. Oh. Oh, it's long too. Let's hear the Unbound version of that though. I think they're both kind of equally scary. Maybe the filtered one's actually scarier. Okay, and then we have basic attacking. And then attacking.
Come up. Death? No. Nothing that simple.
Right, he wants to torture you first.
Nobody escapes. It's over when I
Okay, he loves to say that apparently.
wretched mongrels get the leash. Come out and play.
Come out and play. See, that again is where I said earlier in the reaction, I was like, he also kind of gives like Freddy Krueger vibes, because that's pretty much what Freddy Krueger would say.
Like a worm on a hook. No one can see them. Any last words? Oh, yes. It's about to get much worse.
Okay. Using death sentence. All right, just some huffs. Using dark passage. He shouts an effort. And then using flay.
Round we go. This way.
Oh, that's a fun one. Okay. And then he grunts in great effort. And then using the box.
My house, my rules.
That's cool. And again, giving Freddy Krueger.
Nowhere to hide. I own you.
Ooh. Closing in would terrify me. And then we have more laughs from his ultimates. That's crazy. God. Thresh just laughs menacingly when he uses his ultimate. That's just lovely. All right, killing a champion.
Come back. Hook, line, and sinker. Going somewhere?
I thought we would have more voice lines related to kind of like his hook, right? But just not too many, actually. Just more him being terrifying and wanting to torture you. But these two work. Hook, line, and sinker and going somewhere work pretty well for that. And then his death. Thresh suffocates. Oh, okay. That seems a little bit better than some of the funny deaths I've heard. Oh, it sounds interesting. Okay. One more. All right. And then we have the trivia. So Thresh is the Chain Warden. We have I am the thing under the bed. That honestly might be my favorite voice line out of all of them that we've heard. There's been some pretty good ones too. It says it references Cho'Gath's "No, I do not live under a bed," fool, and the boogeyman. And then Thresh shares quotes with, that's Yone, nowhere to hide. And then Caitlyn going somewhere. And then Draven come out and play. And Annie saying this way. Okay, and then there's some trivia for Darkstar and Spirit Blossom Thresh as well. Yeah, I think my favorite one is that I am the thing under the bed. Like, that is a terrifying voice line and probably my favorite. There's some good ones in here. I really enjoyed just any of the ones where he's just basically kind of being a badass, realistically. There is life, there is death, and then there is me. Like, that's supposed to be a joke? I don't think so, man. Thresh, okay, going into this reaction, I don't know. I didn't think Thresh was going to be as terrifying as he ended up being. After we read that biography and story, man, like there was no going back after that. Especially I think the story where he just like tortured that man to like full, and then finally like killing him at the very end. That was just insane. He killed all of his family, any loved ones, any friends, anybody that person knew, to like inflict the most amount of pain and misery upon that person. That's when I knew, okay, Thresh is on a whole nother level. Like I've reacted to a ton of villains in League of Legends, but there's only few that reach, I think, this level, right? You know, like Evelyn, Fiddlesticks, like those kinds of people that are just insanely evil. Yeah, we've got another one added to the list there, I think. Well, I'm excited to hear from you guys in the comments possibly. So now that Thresh is unbound and heading towards Noxus, hopefully I didn't miss something, or hopefully I'm just not forgetting something. What is Thresh doing? Why is he heading towards Noxus? Let me hear from you guys in the comments. Where do you guys think Thresh is going? What is he up to? Like, what is he gonna do next? You know, I always like to predict where the champions might go next in their lore. I don't know. I'm curious to see what Thresh is up to and what he's gonna be doing in the future. I think Thresh is one of those champions, like I said throughout this reaction. When you think of a League of Legends champion, just in pop culture, Thresh is one of those champions that kind of comes to mind. He's one of the ones up there. I think he's one of the ones that has a Funko Pop. You know what I mean? Not every champion has a Funko Pop. So you got to think of it like that. Like, he is one of the ones that is pretty well known in the world of League of Legends. So, you know, I would think they would continue doing lore for him. And, you know, the whole Unbound stuff and, you know, him being in Ruined King and all this stuff isn't like that long ago. I know we're in 2025 now, but like, you know, like they still have been doing stuff to his lore since he's came out. So I'm very interested to see where he ends up going in the future. And you guys will have to let me know what you think he's going to do. All right, guys, I think that's it for the reaction. There was a lot of fun stuff here. This was actually another champion that we had a decent amount of content for. So that was super exciting. Of course, as always, let me know who I should react to next in the comments. And I appreciate you. If you're still at the end of this video, please leave a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you don't already. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks. Bye.